Right now, some of us are waking up to see some areas of fog. Dana has the latest in our morning forecast and why lawmakers want to see the work of people of color have done in Wisconsin.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, January 2nd. I'm Taylor Lazenby. Well, let's get straight to it. Our weather this morning. Dana Fulton is live. Dana, how are you this morning?
Really good so far this morning, though it is just a little foggy outside. We do have some patchy fog for some folks and also a little bit of freezing fog for early this morning. That's thanks in part to the snowpack that we still have on the ground. All of southern Wisconsin kind of included in seeing a little bit of snow at least on the ground for us. Temperatures are in the 20s. It is cool outside, but compared to this time yesterday, not quite as cold because we had that mostly cloudy sky overnight. So our temps didn't drop quite as much for our overnight lows. We don't have to factor in a wind chill for today. Our breeze will overall stay quite calm in the single digits. Again, the snow on the ground helping to fuel these cooler temperatures and the fog that we're seeing this morning, and our snow depth extends throughout the entire state right now. Radar is quiet for us, so we'll have cloudy skies, but no more new moisture building in. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the mid-20s, so overall a very January-like day. Seasonable temperatures, cloudy skies, and we might see the sunshine before the weekend wraps up late tomorrow. But we'll take a closer look at your 10-day in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much. Well, you can follow the weather in your area by downloading the Channel 3000 weather app. It's available in your app store for free. And there's a lot about 2020 people would like to forget, but when it comes to the protests on civil rights, one group hopes 2021 will bring some of the changes they call for. It starts with the permanent representation at the state capitol. Our Amy Reed shows us the efforts already underway.
This next round of the legislature will bring an even more diverse crowd of lawmakers to the Capitol, but the building itself is nearly the same. The statues, paintings, and pictures don't reflect the work people of color have done in Wisconsin. But by this time next year, a committee is hoping a statue of the late Vel Phillips can change that. In the calls we heard in the summer of 2020, Michael Johnson was listening.
There was a group of young people on the streets that shared with me that there was no representation of people of color at the state capitol. And I didn't know if I couldn't believe it, but I was like, God, black folks and people of color have been in this state for over 150 plus years. I just couldn't imagine that being the truth.
It was true, something Representative Sheila Stubbs noticed too.
I can tell you when I first arrived as an elected official in 2019 in our Capitol, I walked the doors, I walked the hallways, and I did not see me.
When Johnson called her wanting to do something about it, she had to say yes. He already had, in her eyes and in the eyes of communities around the state, the perfect person in mind.
There's no better person to display in the success that she has achieved by a person of color in the state than Vel Phillips.
Phillips was a woman of first African-American woman to graduate from UW-Madison Law School, first on the Milwaukee Common Council, first on the bench, first in statewide office.
Can you imagine in 1956, we became the first woman and the first African-American member of Milwaukee's Common Council?
For 6 years, she got back up time and again after being told no on making housing discrimination illegal until it finally was. For a younger Stubbs,
oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. Yes, yes, and yes.
Phillips' work and friendship helped guide her life.
I would see her in our NAACP meetings, very engaged in what was happening. Everyone treated her so well and superb, and she let you know who she was with her very quiet tone. And people come up and she said, oh, I'm just Vel. And everyone just loved on her.
She thinks a statue honoring Phillips is long overdue. And when Lady Ford and Colonel Haig go back up, they should be joined by this woman on South Hamilton. The project needs some funding, about $250,000, and approval from a government board later this month. Stubbs and Johnson are thinking some public money and private donations will make up the funds. And as far as a green light,
that's what I'm talking about.
They hope the impact this could have is convincing enough.
I think it does our state a disservice when those that live in the state don't see representation at the state capitol. And I'm optimistic that the chairwoman of the committee, that the legislature and the governor would do the right thing.
The hearing to move forward on this project is slated for later this month on the 25th in front of the State Capitol and Executive Residence Board. If it's approved, there are some more steps, but Johnson, Stubbs, and others on an exploratory committee can continue gathering donations and looking for an artist with the hope of having a Vel Phillips statue in place by this time next year. Amy Reed, News 3 Now.
Well, turning our attention to our coronavirus headlines, DHS and county dashboards show an increase of nearly 1,800 new cases over just the past day. 9 more people have died, while 27,000 of the state's 483,000 all-time cases still remain active. And coronavirus cases in the U.S. now top 20 million. That's according to new numbers released by Johns Hopkins University. The 20 millionth case comes less than 2 months after the country tallied its 10 millionth. It took about 8 months for the U.S. to reach 10 million cases. At least 346,000 people have died in the U.S. from the coronavirus. And the Trump administration hoped to hit a different 20 million on New Year's Day. 20 million vaccinations. The CDC says only 2.8 million vaccinations have been administered nationwide. That's leaving health experts like Dr. Anthony Fauci frustrated.
We would have liked to have seen it run smoothly and have 20 million doses into people today by the end of the 2020, which was the projection. Obviously, it didn't happen, and that's disappointing.
Now, shots are also reaching nursing home residents at an even slower pace than others in line, even though they are most at risk of dying from the virus. Only 170,000 people in long-term facilities received a shot as of Wednesday, while 2.2 million doses have been distributed for residents. And Senator Mitt Romney is slamming the Trump administration's process of distributing vaccines. In a statement on Friday, the Utah Republican said the U.S. is falling behind, and the plan to rely on hospitals and pharmacies that are already overburdened was, quote, unrealistic. Earlier this week, Dr. Fauci said it would take years, not months, to get enough Americans vaccinated for there to be a herd immunity at the current vaccination rate. And we're learning more about the Grafton pharmacist who was arrested Thursday after he initially removed hundreds of COVID vaccines from a refrigerator. Grafton police announced the arrest in a news release, but did not provide the name of the pharmacist arrested. Our news partners at WISN tracked down the accused pharmacist's house. Neighbors they talked to say they knew him from afar and watched his arrest unfold Thursday afternoon.
You saw them take him away in handcuffs?
Take him away in handcuffs. He was in the back of the squad. My reaction is I hope he sits for a long time, because there's people that should have got those shots. And what if they get the virus now? It's horrible that somebody would do that on purpose, deliberately do it.
Now, the president of Aurora Healthcare Medical Group says 57 people received one of those spoiled vaccines, but he says there is no health harm from getting a spoiled vaccine. Police say the value of the doses left out is estimated anywhere between $8,000 to $11,000. And the Senate adjourned on Friday after holding a rare New Year's Day session to override a presidential veto. Soon a new Congress will begin, with lawmakers bracing for a series of challenges during the next coming weeks for the electoral vote counting. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with more.
The bill on reconsideration is passed.
The U.S. Senate delivered the first successful override of President Trump's veto of the National Defense Bill. Earlier, Senate Republican leaders killed a final attempt for a vote on the House bill to give $2,000 stimulus checks to many Americans.
The House Democrats' bill is just simply not the right approach.
This is the last chance to deliver $2,000 before a new Congress is sworn in.
The new Congress convenes Sunday, and it will face its first test just 3 days later, with dozens of House Republicans and GOP Senator Josh Hawley expected to contest the counting of the electoral votes.
This is the only opportunity that I have to be heard and to speak up on behalf of my constituents.
The president praised Hawley on Twitter, saying America is proud of Josh and the many others who are joining him.
Vice President Mike Pence will preside over the counting of the votes. Late Thursday, he and the Justice Department asked a Texas federal judge to throw out a case that would empower him to overturn the election results.
The long-shot lawsuit was brought by Texas GOP Congressman Louis Gohmert. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking down to Georgia's two crucial Senate runoff elections on January 5th. The outcome there will determine which party controls the U.S. Senate. The race pits Republican incumbents Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue against Democratic challengers Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. Senator Perdue is currently in quarantine after coming in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. On Monday, both President Trump and President-elect Joe Biden will hold rallies in Georgia to get out the vote for their party's candidates. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
More than 3 million of Georgians voted early for next week's runoff elections. And a Wisconsin teenager is among the first females in the country to earn the honor of Eagle Scout. Scouts must earn 21 merit badges to earn that title. So Maddie Bronco of Eau Claire went ahead and earned 36 of them. She also completed a community service project by building picnic tables for an area ski club. Thousands of girls have joined the Scouts after the organization started allowing girls to participate almost just 2 years ago. Well, the time right now is 8:10 as the second half of the school year gets underway. Why one group of students doesn't seem to be going back to school. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning. Dana is tracking your forecast that's just ahead.
Join us on News 3 Now at 6 and 10.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Pick up the latest issue of Madison Magazine for our Top Nurses Tribute, a wake-up call on domestic abuse during COVID, why more locals are saying bye-bye to booze, and exciting new monthly features. Madison Magazine on newsstands now.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team, on air, online, and download the Channel 3000 First Warn app. Be the first to know what's headed our way. Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. Ghost stories, sleeping in, afternoon naps. Some things are just better with a toasty, warm blanket. That's why News 3 Now and St. Vincent de Paul are collecting new and gently used blankets for our neighbors in need. Please drop them off at a Dane County St. Vincent de Paul store or participating area churches the last weekend of January. Or donate new blankets online at svdpmadison.org.
As the world continues to have questions, one show stays dedicated to giving you the answers. This season, the Dr. Oz Show remains your coronavirus headquarters.
We're covering the topics that concern you the most.
Bringing you the latest medical breakthroughs.
Where we stand right now on a vaccine.
And experts from the front lines.
We're not stopping until the virus does.
Dr. Oz, weekdays at 3 on News 3 Now. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everyone. We do have some patchy fog out there today, so visibility reduced a little bit for this morning. And some of that fog might be freezing fog in spots, so that can make the roads a little extra slick. If you are trying to get an early start to your Saturday, give yourself some extra time to get to your destination. Temperature-wise, we're close to 20 right now, and now that we have reached sunrise, you're going to see those temperatures climb a little more over the next several hours. Not a big jump for us today, though, as we'll keep that cloudy sky overhead through the afternoon. 20 in Madison, 25 in Janesville, and 21 in Platteville right now. We will be in the mid-20s for those afternoon highs. highs. Overall, a pretty seasonable January day. We're expecting the cloudy sky, of course, to stick through this afternoon and into Sunday morning. But by Sunday afternoon, we'll get a little more sunshine creeping back in. So it'll be nice to see the sun by the end of the weekend. It'll stay with us into the start of the work week, and we will have above average temperatures for early in the work week. Not a huge warm up, but we'll see high temps jumping back into the mid-30s, about a 10-degree jump above average. Radar is quiet, even with that cloudy sky overhead. We don't have any precipitation building in. In fact, we're in a dry stretch for this weekend. For tomorrow morning, we'll see cloud coverage yet again, but again, by tomorrow afternoon, the sunshine does come back out. We'll see partly sunny skies later for your end of Sunday. So a little nice into the weekend with the sun coming back. Our temperature trend in that 8 to 14 day outlook, likely that we will be trending above average. A little warmer air, again, not a big jump for us. But just a little bit of a jump heading into next week, the end of next week. Precipitation trend, though, likely that we will be below average. That's because we aren't really seeing many opportunities for any sort of light snow or light rain to develop. Could see a few light snow showers for the middle of the work week, but otherwise a really dry 10-day. Looking ahead through the first full week of January. Today, high temperatures will be in the mid-20s. For Sunday, in the upper 20s with partly sunny skies. Partly sunny skies to start off the work week, and that's when that temperature jump happens. We're in the 30s. Overnight lows, not quite as cold, will be in the 20s for the work week. That one system bringing a chance for snow. Looks like that will be impacting us Wednesday and Thursday. And then once we get through that, we're back into another dry stretch for next weekend and the following week, with temperatures staying fairly close to 30 for afternoon highs and overnight lows in the mid to upper teens. So we have quite a snowpack on the ground right now that's keeping things a little cooler towards the ground. But we aren't seeing any new snow building in for the next few days, Taylor.
Perfect. Let's keep it, mild. We don't need too much snow. I feel like I'm probably the only person saying that, but let's hold off.
You know what? It's here. We can enjoy it now. We don't have to clean it up again.
There you go.
That's the good news.
Bingo. Well, thank you so much. Well, as families struggle with remote and in-person learning, educators are noticing a large group of students missing from the roster this year. That's kindergartners. Naomi Russian explains why families are opting for a kindergarten gap year and what parents need to know.
The Hubachers were excited their 3 daughters would finally be in the same school, with their youngest Riley making the cutoff for kindergarten. But they chose to hold her back, in part because of the pandemic.
Kindergarten is going to be sitting in a plexiglass cube with a mask on. I was like, it just hit me like, oh my gosh, this is not in the best interest of Riley.
It's a trend in many school districts around the country. A recent survey of nearly 500 district leaders and principals found more than half are seeing a decline in kindergarten enrollment.
Kindergarten is a really big step.
Gloria Corral is the president and CEO of the Parent Institute for Quality Education. She says many young learners are already feeling behind because schools had to close last spring, and they miss out on far more than academics when not in the classroom.
Things that we believe are so important as educators is really around creating routines, developing habits, things like self-soothing.
Kindergarten isn't required in parts of the country, so some parents are opting for kids to skip it altogether.
We worry about the impact that not having children participate in these educational opportunities will have, both in the short term, but importantly, over the long term.
Rebecca chose to send Riley to preschool again to avoid virtual learning.
A 5-year-old can't do that, to be sitting with her, forcing her to do the remote learning. I've already seen a huge improvement in her academically, and she's really excited to show me her letters and numbers.
She thinks her daughter will be more than ready for kindergarten next year and hopes things are more normal by then. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
School leaders also worry a drop in enrollment will have an impact on state funding. The hope is state legislators will step in to help districts in need. Well, coming up, Target is recalling some of its clothing because of a possible choking hazard. And there are several news shows and movies to check out this weekend. Our Will Loper shares his picks and 3 things to watch. That's on our trending news just ahead on News 3 Now this Saturday morning.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year! Hey,
Got a great deal at Toyotathon.
Got a great deal at Toyotathon.
You too, huh?
Got a great deal at Toyotathon. Yeah. Got a great deal. Okay. It's the final days of Toyotathon.
Yes.
Time for you to get a great deal.
Right now, during the final days of Toyotathon, you can lease a new 2021 Toyota RAV4 for $209 a month with $500 lease bonus cash included.
It all ends January 4th.
Toyota, let's go places.
Now through January 7th, join Planet Fitness for no enrollment. $10 a month, no commitment. 2020 is over. Start 2021 with tons of ways to get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. And spread out while you work out with cardio distancing and our new crowd meter. Plus, use our app to get moving anywhere. Your fitness is essential, so kick things off with the year's best deal. Join for no enrollment, $10 a month, no commitment. Deal ends January 7th.
5 Madison area locations. Sign up for $10 a month. Stop in today.
News 3 Now This Morning brought together chefs and owners from struggling local restaurants.
Without assistance, a lot of us aren't going to exist in 2021.
Your holiday helpings are already making a difference, and continued support can help keep these vital community businesses alive. Learn more at channel3000.com.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn app and be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way. News 3 Now and Channel 3000 put top stories and breaking news at your fingertips. Video alerts and forecasts, simple and fast. Download the Channel 3000 app today. News 3 Now This Morning brought together chefs and owners from struggling local restaurants.
Without assistance, a lot of us aren't going to exist in 2021.
Your holiday helpings are already making a difference, and continued support can help keep these vital community businesses alive. Learn more at channel3000.com. Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
We have a cloudy sky this morning with some patchy fog, some freezing fog in spots also. That's making sidewalks and roads a little slick. So if you are trying to get your Saturday morning started early, make sure you give yourself plenty of time on the roads. Visibility reduced in spots, and then the cloudy sky sticks with us through the afternoon. High temperatures will be in the mid-20s. For tomorrow, plan on a little more sunshine in the afternoon with partly sunny skies developing. Highs will climb a little higher to the upper 20s. And for the work week, we will see the 30s again, in the mid to low 30s for afternoon highs, with our next chance for a little light snow starting to develop for Wednesday, staying through Thursday, but otherwise an overall dry trend expected for the 10-day.
Nice, nice. So people can go out and hopefully enjoy that snow.
Hopefully, yes. You enjoy the sights and not have to clean it up.
Perfect. We love it. Thank you, Dana. Well, listen up, parents. Target is recalling some of the clothes because they are a possible choking hazard. The Cloud Island Infant Rompers and Cat and Jack Infant Toddler one-piece rash guard swimsuits have faulty snaps. Those snaps can break or come off, which possess a risk of choking. Although no choking incidents have been reported, Target has already removed the products from its stores and its website. Both items come in various sizes and were sold until October. If you have one, return it to Target for a refund. And more than $100 billion was spent on mobile apps in a single year for the first time ever, according to Census Tower Store Intelligence. The gross revenue is up 10% over this time last year. It's estimated that consumers will have downloaded 130 billion apps in 2020 across Apple's App Store and Google Play. And there's clearly no shortage of films and shows streaming right now. Our Will Loper shares a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
Cannot believe you turned your tamale into the gnocchi.
Newly streaming on Netflix this week is the cooking competition series Best Leftovers Ever.
Home chefs are finding delicious ways to give old leftovers new life.
I'm good at transforming dishes from one thing into another.
I loathe to throw away food.
A group of chefs are given a set of dishes found in the fridge and have to creatively use them to make an entirely new dish.
I have never in my whole life heard of anybody having ice cream with comfita. This is sophisticated. This is on a different level.
Flavor-wise, it's so good.
Round one will test how quickly and creatively you take leftovers and turn them into a delicious original creation.
All 8 episodes of Best Leftovers Ever are streaming on Netflix now.
What are you cooking?
I'm taking a pad thai and making it into mac and cheese.
What? What do you mean mac and cheese?
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese, sorry.
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I want to turn myself in. I want to make a deal.
What kind of deal?
I hand over all the money I stole in exchange for a reduced sentence. It's important.
And what's so important about it?
I met a woman.
New to rent or buy this week is the thriller Honest Thief.
The man is telling the truth. We can take this money for ourselves.
Let's do it.
Liam Neeson plays a bank robber giving up his life of crime, but when 2 FBI agents set him up, Neeson sets out to clear his name and maybe crash some cars along the way.
Agent Evans, I'm coming for you.
Do what you have to do. Knowing how to blow stuff up, that's pretty cool.
Honest Thief is available to rent or buy on digital or on home video.
Where are we? Detroit. I can't hear you, Maggie. Detroit. I can't hear you, Detroit.
And newly streaming on HBO Max is the film The High Note.
If you told 12-year-old me that one day I'd be working for Grace Davis, she's an icon.
This woman doesn't even know your last name.
She does, sometimes.
Tracy Ellis Ross stars as an aging R&B singer looking for her next big hit, and Dakota Johnson plays her assistant who dreams of becoming a music producer.
It's really bleak out there for middle-aged singers. In the history of music, only 5 women over 40 have ever had a #1 hit, and only one of them was black.
The High Note is streaming on HBO Max now.
I've been here for 3 years.
You get paid? I thought you were an intern.
My life is a joke!
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Coming up next, we'll keep you updated on the latest numbers from health officials regarding the coronavirus as it spreads across the country and right here in our state. Plus, Madison's first baby of 2021. We'll be back right after this.
Right now at Steinhafels, take your sleep to the next level with Tempur-Pedic's new Ergo Extend Smart Base powered by Sleep Tracker AI. Tempur Ergo Smart Base is designed to help you get the best night's sleep by automatically adjusting your position while you sleep to help reduce snoring. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses start at only $21.99 and get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Plus, get Steinhafels special financing and free delivery. Only at Steinhafels and Steinhafels.com.
Accurate news as it happens.
We want to make sure our vaccination sites are ready.
Right here, where you live.
Nearly half of Dane County's total COVID deaths have come in the last month.
Information that you can use.
These case counts are still testing our public health system and straining our hospital system.
From the team you can trust.
So many generous people are willing to help us.
For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now. When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. Spending your day indoors or out, it's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate first warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
We all love reading the magazine, but did you know there's additional exclusive Madison Magazine content here on channel3000.com? Click on Madison Magazine for timely food stories and blogs on the local food scene that don't appear in the magazine. Find arts and entertainment and interesting Madisonians. There are featured columnists and online extras like photo galleries and videos. Channel 3000 and Madison Magazine. Together, they're your one source for all things Madison.
Hey, you.
Who, me? Yeah, you.
What? You want to watch something fun?
It's the best.
Woo! Something that feels like an escape.
Oh, E.T. has got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
A big wow.
It's no wonder we've been #1
Dun, dun, dun.
for 4 decades.
What? Get out!
This is where we really get down to the good stuff.
Only on ET.
Weeknights at 6:30 on News 3 Now.
Right now, as 2021 gets underway, a list of new laws are being added to the books.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is January 2nd. I'm Taylor Lazenby. Well, let's get straight to it with our meteorologist, Dana Fulton. She is joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Right now, it is just another cool January start, the second day of 20. Outside right now, we do have some patchy fog and some freezing fog in spots. Could make roads a little slick for some folks. Also concerned about that visibility right now. As we can see, it's reduced down to about a mile for much of Iowa County and stretching into parts of Lafayette County as well. Temperatures currently close to 20 for much of Dane County, 25 for Janesville and Beloit and in Mineral Point. Compared to this time yesterday, a little bit warmer outside. We weren't quite as cool for our overnight lows as we do have that mostly cloudy sky overhead. Temperatures are going to hold pretty steady. Our breeze also pretty steady. Thankfully, it's not too windy outside. We don't have to factor in much of a wind chill for this morning. And the cloud coverage we have overhead, it's not bringing any new snowfall for us. That snow depth chart stretching throughout the state, and it will stay the way it is as our radar is quiet, as you can see, throughout all of Wisconsin this morning. Most of us still under that cloudy sky, but we don't have concerns for any more snow or precipitation building in. Temperatures this afternoon will peak in the mid to low 20s, so only adding on a few more degrees from where we're at right now. Again, not too chilly and not too much of a wind chill for today, but we will thankfully see the sunshine before the end of the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that full 10-day, though, and what's ahead for tomorrow in just a few minutes. Taylor.
Thank you so much. Well, as 2021 gets underway, a new host of new laws are being added to the books. They range from caps on drug prices to police reform and even protecting the dead. CBS News' Chris Martinez has a preview of what's new in the new year.
As coronavirus cases keep spiking, some 2021 laws deal directly with COVID-19. Some give help to essential workers. Others boost unemployment benefits or require time off for sick employees. One unusual measure in Alabama encourages fist bumping rather than handshakes. Several states are limiting monthly out-of-pocket insulin costs. In Washington state, the cap is $100. In Connecticut, diabetics with less than a week's worth of drugs and devices must be allowed a 30-day emergency supply with a price cap. Oklahoma is expanding Medicaid to include some 215,000 low-income residents starting in July. New Jersey, Arizona, Montana, and South Dakota all legalized recreational marijuana. And in Oregon, voters decriminalized the possession of small amounts of street drugs, including cocaine and heroin. Those caught will avoid jail time. Instead, they'll pay a fine and attend an addiction recovery program. The death of George Floyd in Minneapolis prompted a ban on police chokeholds in states including California, Delaware, Iowa, New York, Oregon, and Utah. Other laws create more oversight and reporting about police-involved incidents. Georgia created a new crime defined as bias-motivated intimidation, applying to the death or serious bodily injury of police, firefighters, and emergency personnel. Georgia will also require an audit before movie and TV productions get the state's 30% tax credit.
And even the dead are covered under a new law in New York. Starting in late May, anyone who dies there has the right of protected publicity. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
New Hampshire is also expanding its laws regarding sexual assault, including adding protections for victims and requiring colleges to provide more support services. And a Starbucks was among several businesses damaged during a New Year's protest in downtown Portland, Oregon. Police say up to 100 people gathered at the crowded grew violent over the few hours. They say at least 2 cocktail-style firebombs were thrown, as well as large fireworks were launched at buildings. Now, Portland was the site of more than 3 months of daily civil unrest following the death of George Floyd. And in more local news, one person was hospitalized after a crash on Madison's east side that happened early Friday morning. Police say the accident happened on East Washington Avenue at Milwaukee Street just before 3 o'clock. Officials say the driver crashed into a pole and suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A portion of the road was closed for 2 hours due to the crash. And one person is in custody after a shooting in Fitchburg. Police responded to the 5100 block of Anton Drive around 2 o'clock. They say 1 bullet went through the wall of an unoccupied apartment. No one was hurt, and the shooting remains under investigation. And Milwaukee ended 2020 with nearly 190 homicides. That's nearly twice as many as in 2019. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports there were 189 homicides just last year. That tops a previous record set in 91, by more than 14%. Local officials believe this increase was influenced by the pandemic. Non-deadly shootings were also up in Milwaukee last year. As of December 16th, more than 700 people have been shot in the city. And the professed cheese capital of the world, Plymouth, Wisconsin, dropped a 120-pound metal cheese wedge from an 100-foot fire truck on Friday night. It was part of the city's annual New Year's celebration. This year, the event was all virtual due to the pandemic. And a happy birthday to Lucas Carconia. Carconia is Madison's first baby of 2021. Carconia was born at SSM Health and St. Mary's Hospital, born around 2:08 a.m. He weighs about 20 inches long and is about 6 pounds, 15 ounces. And his mom says his due date was due on January 11th, but she says the family is excited and blessed because they didn't expect him to join them so soon. And coming up, a warning for pet owners, why the FDA says to get rid of certain varieties of popular dog and cat food. That's next on News 3 Now this morning.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's New Year's sale on now. Get top name brands for every room in your house at guaranteed lowest prices with Lazy Boy recliners from $3.99 and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture New Year's sale. Don't miss it.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Now through January 4th, use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get over $5,200 below MSRP on this Traverse. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
A surprise party, a wedding proposal, an unexpected bonus at work. Some surprises are awesome, but this, weather like this, should never be a surprise. Not when you watch News 3 Now, where you get an accurate, reliable forecast, so you're never caught off guard by the weather. Need to get up early to shovel, add time to your commute, wear boots, rebook a flight? Let News 3 Now Firstborn Weather give you everything you need to know so you can plan your life. News 3 Now this morning brought together chefs and owners from struggling local restaurants.
Without assistance, a lot of us aren't going to exist in 2021.
Your holiday helpings are already making a difference, and continued support can help keep these vital community businesses alive. Learn more at channel3000.com.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
It's the Portage Furniture Store's New Year's sale on now. Get top name brands for every room in your house at guaranteed lowest prices. With custom sofas from $6.99 and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture New Year's sale. Don't miss it.
On the next Live at 4, we'll meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society. And film critic Will Loper will run down all the new movies and streaming shows you might want to check out.
Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone. Here is a live look at Platteville, or from Platteville. I guess I should say more at the fog currently in Grant County. A very foggy scene for us right now. That's in part due to that snowpack that we have on the ground, helping to add to some patchy fog and freezing fog for us throughout southern Wisconsin. Looking at our visibility, that visibility down to just a quarter of a mile near the Platteville area in the southern corner of Grant County. We're down to about 3 miles for downtown Madison and much of Dane County right now. Enough that you may want to keep that in mind if you're trying to hit the roads early this Saturday morning. Give yourself a little extra time before you head out to start your day.
Good advice. Thank you so much. Well, here's a look at this. It's a vehicle that fell nearly through a lake in Wausau on Friday. Its tires cracked nearly on the ice, and they say incidents like this are important to use caution when driving on the ice. Wisconsin's Department of Natural Resources says don't go out on the ice at night, and if you do, go during the day. Make sure that you have someone with you. And if you aren't able to bring a friend or family member, make sure that you have a way to contact someone just in case of an emergency. And the FDA is warning pet owners to get rid of certain varieties of popular dog and cat food that could contain a deadly mold. More than 24 dogs have died and others were sickened from the toxin. CBS's Chris Martinez has more on what pet owners should know.
Several varieties of sport mix pet food have been recalled for dangerous levels of aflatoxin. The mold-produced toxin has killed at least 28 dogs and sickened at least 8 others.
This is something that can grow on corn, it can grow on soybean, it can grow on a lot of the cereal grains that we use in some of the dog foods.
The affected products were sold online and in stores nationwide. They are Sport Mix Energy Plus, 50 and 44-pound bags, Sport Mix Premium High Energy, 50 and 44-pound bags, and Sport Mix Original Cat, 31 and 15-pound bags. The Food and Drug Administration says the toxin can still be present even if there is no visible mold.
Pets typically eat the same food every day, and veterinarians say the toxin can build up in their systems and make them sick.
Experts say it's important to know the signs of aflatoxin poisoning in your pets.
They may stop eating and stop wanting to eat. They may develop signs of lethargy, signs of sluggishness. They may develop vomiting or diarrhea. We may see animals start to develop signs of jaundice.
Even if your cat or dog has no symptoms, owners should still seek treatment if their pet has eaten the recalled food.
You need to make an appointment with your veterinarian so that they can screen them for signs of liver dysfunction. We want to be proactive in these particular situations.
There's no evidence of any harm to people, but the FDA suggests washing your hands after handling affected food and thoroughly clean your pet's dishes. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, if 2020 left you so frustrated that you wanted to scream, well, there's a number that you can call just for that. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning. We will have your full forecast next on News 3 Now this Saturday morning. But first, a look who's 3 today. Happy birthday to Nolan. He's turning 3.
Stay updated on coronavirus vaccine information with News 3 Now.
The holidays are a time for giving.
To your friends, your family,
To your teachers.
in that spirit of giving,
Chevy's proud to give our employee discount to everyone.
the Chevy price you pay
Is what we pay.
Not a cent more.
because giving and giving back is what the holidays are all about.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $8,400 on this Silverado.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
Pick up the latest issue of Madison Magazine for our Top Nurses Tribute, a wake-up call on domestic abuse during COVID, why more locals are saying bye-bye to booze, and exciting new monthly features. Madison Magazine on newsstands now.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team, on air, online, and download the Channel 3000 First Warn app. Be the first to know what's headed our way. Ghost stories, sleeping in, afternoon naps. Some things are just better with a toasty, warm blanket. That's why News 3 Now and St. Vincent de Paul are collecting new and gently used blankets for our neighbors in need. Please drop them off at a Dane County St. Vincent de Paul store or participating area churches the last weekend of January. Or donate new blankets online at svdpmadison.org.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news, all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everyone. We're starting off with some fog today. Patchy fog throughout southern Wisconsin. Visibility reduced for most of our area, especially in the southwest corner of the state. Platteville down to just a quarter of a mile right now. Here are the current conditions, though, in downtown Madison, where visibility is getting a few miles, but as you can see, still a very blurry picture for us. Temperatures close to 20 with a calm breeze, so we don't have to factor in much of a wind chill for us this morning. 25 in Janesville and in Mineral Point, about 22 in Platteville right now. Afternoon highs likely climbing up just a few more degrees in the mid to upper 20s, so we'll be pretty close to average, but we aren't seeing a big temperature jump because of that cloudy sky that we have overhead. Now, this fog is really only a morning issue. It's likely going to be leaving over the next few hours. We have cloud coverage through the afternoon and into tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll likely see a little bit of sunshine, but dry conditions expected all the way through the weekend, and the start of the work week will stay dry until early Wednesday morning, when our next chance for some snow will develop. Radar is quiet, even with that cloudy sky overhead. Temperatures this afternoon adding on a few more degrees, mid to upper 20s for afternoon highs. Sunday morning, we're expecting a cloudy sky with high temperatures, or low temperatures, in the teens again. And then afternoon highs will be climbing to the upper 20s. So a bit more of a jump for us Sunday afternoon, as we will have a little bit of sun coming through to help things warm up a little more later in the day. In our 8 to 14 day outlook, very, very likely that we will see our temperatures trending above average, and starting to become likely we'll be trending below average with our precipitation trend. We really don't have a lot of opportunities to see any more snow or even rain pass through as we look ahead through the 10-day. This morning we had that fog and freezing fog in spots, cloudy skies. This afternoon will be in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly sunny later in the day with high temperatures in the upper 20s. And then we'll be in the 30s for afternoon highs for the work week, with a slight chance for some flurries late Monday. A better chance for some light snow could lead to minor accumulations for the middle of the work week on Wednesday and Thursday. And then a dry stretch expected to really build in following that. But as we look ahead at that temperature trend, overall, quite a January forecast, Taylor. Not too cold outside. We don't see any single-digit days in there, but still cool for us.
You know, I hear that those single-digit days happen a lot, and I'm not looking too forward to those, so I'll take what we got right now.
We'll take that, and we'll avoid the below zero-digit days. That's when it gets really cold.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much. Well, with 2020 over, it's a good time to start planning your finances for the new year. Now, experts say there are some steps to take now to make sure you don't get a big tax bill later on. Michelle Medina reports.
The pandemic forced millions of Americans to leave the office. In a recent survey, 53% of people working in their house said they plan to take a home office tax deduction, but they may not qualify.
Only if you're self-employed or have a home business are you allowed to deduct a home office. If you're just working at home for the convenience of your employer, like I do many days, that is not a home office deduction, but many taxpayers think it is.
Mark Stieber from Jackson Hewitt says there is also a lot of confusion over the stimulus checks.
Not taxable. You do not have to pay taxes on it.
But while stimulus checks are not taxable, unemployment benefits are. Experts say people who collected unemployment need to plan now for how that will impact their tax bill this spring.
Especially for those who received unemployment benefits and did not withhold.
CBS News business analyst Joe Schlesinger also says Americans who worked remotely outside their usual city or state may face a different tax rate.
What you need to do is compile the number of days throughout the year that you worked in your primary location, then the days that you worked elsewhere. So you compile those days, then you check where your primary residence is, see what the rules are.
Some workers need to prepare for a smaller paycheck. Payroll taxes that were relaxed for many employees during the pandemic are returning in 2021, which will mean less take-home pay. Michelle Medina, CBS News, San Diego.
Well, perhaps 2020 left you so frustrated you could just scream. Well, now there's a number you can call to let it all out. The new hotline, appropriately called Just Scream, isn't manned by anyone, but the line will pick up. All you have to do is call, wait for the beep, and scream, and then hang up. And because misery loves company, all screams are recorded and uploaded to a website each day, so you can listen to the shared agony from strangers everywhere. Gotta love that. We'll stick with News 3 Now all weekend. Amanda will have the day's top stories coming up tonight at 6 and at 10. But first, a waste worker's alter ego goes viral, and a rundown of 2020's worst red light runners. We'll be back in a moment.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
Finally home. Okay, let's go.
Come on. Yeah. Welcome to the final days of Toyotathon. Here for a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the wait is over.
Oh, Camry. Yes.
Right now, during the final days of Toyotathon, you can lease a new 2021 Toyota Corolla for $179 a month with $500 lease bonus cash included.
You can get a great deal, too, at Toyotathon, but it all ends January 4th.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do I get you Bob's discount on such great quality furniture? I build personal relationships with my suppliers. Thanks for coming to my kid's school play, Bob.
Stop lying, Pinocchio. You're a bad boy.
I've been thinking. I'll give you that deal on extendable dining sets.
I just want to be a real boy.
Get Bob's Discount! Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Accurate news as it happens.
We want to make sure our vaccination sites are ready.
Right here, where you live.
Nearly half of Dane County's total COVID deaths have come in the last month.
Information that you can use.
These case counts are still testing our public health system and straining our hospital system.
From the team you can trust.
So many generous people are willing to help us.
For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now. When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. It's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate first warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day. Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Finally this morning, a waste worker is going viral with an important holiday message. And his zany alter ego, Jeremy Roth, has today's take at Look at This.
This is Filthy Film, and Filthy Film is freaking furious. Why? Because people just won't stop putting holiday lights in their recycling. Film, whose real name is Phil Schreiber, an employee of Outagamie County Recycling and Solid Waste in Wisconsin, says with Christmas decor getting the post-holiday pitch, improperly disposed of lights can cause major problems for waste operations.
They tend to get tangled up in the machines, make it difficult to pull them out. It can cause machine downtime, mechanical downtime.
It's no joke. Take a look at the amount of lights pulled from the gears in just a matter of days.
It's unreal the amount of material that gets tangled in.
Phil has taken his rancor with this recycling wrongdoing viral by posting TikTok vids under his alter ego showing folks the proper way to dispose of their lights. And it's working. The vids have received more than 2.2 million views from folks tuning in to Filthy Film's recycling do's and don'ts. Speaking of public service messages, this one's just in time for the new year. Take a look at what's being called the worst red light runners of 2020. It was a compilation released by Vera Mobility, the makers of stoplight cameras that captured the incidents. Along with catching the collision videos, the company's cameras are also used to record license plates and help identify violators. The video is even more eye-opening when you consider the fact that the crashes were captured in a year when even less drivers were on the road due to the pandemic. The scenes were a mess, but the message is clear. Drivers should always pay attention, obey the laws, and stop on red. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, take a look at this. America's #1 selling snack cake is coming soon to a cereal bowl near you. Kellogg's is collaborating with Little Debbie's to turn the famous oatmeal cream pie into a new breakfast treat. The Little Debbie cereal features crispy oatmeal puffs with a cream coating. The new oatmeal cookie cereal also honors the iconic snack's 60th anniversary. Now, Dana, I don't know about you. I know we talked about it the first hour, but I am not a fan of oatmeal cream pie, so I will not be partaking, but you like them.
I like them. I question how they're going to be as a cereal. That's where I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we can get a sample sent in to try to give it a shot.
I'm down.
Desserts and cereals. I don't know. We'll see. Today we're expecting a cloudy sky. We do have some fog out there this morning, especially for parts of Grant County. We're seeing visibility reduced quite a bit to start off our Saturday. For Sunday, we'll start the day off with a little bit of cloud coverage. Then in the afternoon, plan on partly sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s for Sunday, in the 30s for the week ahead, along with a chance for snow developing by Wednesday and Thursday. But we don't have any snow coming through for the rest of the weekend, or at least for the start of the week. So everything on the ground right now, hopefully you've got it cleaned up and you can just enjoy it. I know you're not such a fan of the cooler weather, Taylor, but it's good sledding weather, and at least it's nice to look at right now.
You know, I just bought my son a sled, so I'll take you up on that offer.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. Well, have a great Saturday, everyone.